Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let
Yes,
us
sir.
start. We'll start within 2 minutes. Door close only. Door close. Is it my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
I'm sharing the screen. Okay. Today I'm planning to start the new topic, that is decision theory. In our syllabus, there are two topics which are related to the decision. The one is the game theory, and uh, another one is decision theory. This is the syllabus which is included under decision theory, and both the topics they are merged together. Separately, it is not listed in the syllabus because the your syllabus units they consist the multiple topics. So in this particular unit, the decision theory as well as the game theory, these are the topics which we have to discuss. So this is the contents of a syllabus, right? So whenever you prepare for the examination or whenever you prepare for MCQ type of questions, theory, so your preparation should be relevant to the only contents. Don't go beyond the context because the decision science has got a lot of scope, lot of applications, lot of techniques, lot of advanced concepts are included in a book. So don't read a book from first page to the last page, right? Whatever points given in the syllabus, only you have to refer that point because the questions will be based on only the syllabus content, not out of syllabus. Always the examiner set the question papers based on the syllabus content only. And the equal weightage is given for all the topics. So suppose there are 50 questions to be set and there are 5 units. So per unit there will be say in that case also we have to take the decisions. Motivations. If you have to motivate, right, to the employees, or if you have to motivate to the all other stakeholders, then in that case also the decision is expected. In decision makers are the individual persons or a group of persons. The decision makes select the one strategy. Say, while taking a decision, there are some certain strategies. If there is only one strategy or only one state, no question of decision, because we don't have an option to take a decision, because it is compulsory if there is only one strategy. So if there are multiple strategies, right, if there are multiple strategies, if there are multiple conditions, if there are multiple options, if there are multiple scenarios, in that case only the decision is to be taken, because which one is to be selected. Suppose there are n number of criteria, so which criteria is going to be selected? In that case we need a decision. If only one criteria is there, only one strategy is there, no need to take a decision, right? Because by default that particular criteria is going to be applied. It means that in case of taking a decision, there are multiple strategies, and out of that the only one strategy is to be selected, that is called a course of action over other depending on some other criteria. Like the criteria may be, as I said, the main machine sales, cost, right, price, profit, rate of returns. Let it be any criteria. So by considering these criteria, the decision needs to be taken. Why are we going to take the decision? Because we have to fulfill something. The decision should be made whenever the organization or an individual faces a problem, right? Because when you come to the stage of decision, if you have certain problem, then only you are coming to the decision. Or if you are dissatisfied with the existing decision, okay, decision is already taken, but again you are not satisfied with this. Again, say employee is not satisfied with this, so you need to again consider the situation and take the decision regarding the existing decision, right? Whether it was right or wrong. When alternative course of action is selected, the decision theory identifies the best alternative. The decision theory. Why decision theory is? Because we have to suggest the best alternative, best solution to take a decision for the course of action or the specific activity. Decision theory provides a framework for better understanding of decision. Decision theory provides a better understanding that how the decision is to be taken. It has to be decided with the help of a decision theory. So there is a science behind this. There is a scientific technique that is called a decision theory. With the help of this scientific technique, we are going to take the decision. There are different types of decisions, right? Strategic decisions, administrative decisions, and operating decisions. The strategic decision is concerned with an external environment. It is external environment. Say for example, product mix policy, right? So external factors are going to be affected in a strategic decision. So that strategic decision has to be taken by a strategic management, right? And generally, such kind of decision is taken by a middle and upper level of management. That is the top level management. Administrative decision. This decision is concerned with the structuring and acquisition of the organization resources. Say in an organization, how the resources are to be procured, or after the resources, after the finished products, after the productions, how the resources are utilized, how to make the maximum utilization, such optimal utilization, such decisions are taken at administrative decision, right? For example, selection of distribution channel. Okay, how the product should be distributed, location of facilities, where the facilities are located, right? These are some examples of the administrative decisions. Operating decision. This administrative decision is at administrative level. Operating decisions are operating is the operation level decisions. So day to day, in a regular operation, the decisions have been taken is called an operations decision. Say for pricing, the daily the price is going to change. Production scheduling, okay. Again, when how the production is to be scheduled, then inventory level, how much inventory is to be kept in the organization, right? Daily this decision is will be done. So it is called an operational decisions. The component of decision making, right? The component of take it note. Strategic decision, administrative decision, and operative decision. Sometimes if the questions will be asked, what kind of decisions are taken in the organization in decision theory? Component of decision making, right? To formulate the problem of decision making correctly, we must know what the problem is and to understand the nature of the problem. So in this case, the first decision making component is a decision maker. As I said, the decision maker may be an individual person or a group of a person, right? The group of a person which are going to take the decisions. So they are the decision makers. Objective. Why not taking the decisions? What is the objective behind the decisions? Because the target we have to fulfill, right? Some objectives has to be achieved, right? Some result has to be generated. That is why the decision is to be taken. That means behind each and every decision there must be a specific objectives, the system or environment. So whatever factors, whatever things are directly and indirectly related to the organization, that is the called a system or environment. Maybe in an organization, maybe in an environment, there are humans, there are machines, right? So such factors are involved in take of basically decisions. Alternative course of action. Sometimes we are not going to take the decisions. The alternative course of action is identified if you are unable to take a decision. So what is the alternative solution for that? Right? So the alternative course of action is policy has to be decided by the organization. Choices must have unequal efficiencies for the desired outcomes. It means that it cannot provide the same chance, otherwise his choice would not be a matter. Again and again the same chance or same decision, the same opportunity is given, there is no scope of that decision. Very important component is payoff matrix. When you are going to take the decisions, there are some strategies and states, and depend upon such strategy and states, by using a historical data, the payoff matrix is decided, and by using this payoff matrix, the decision is taken. Right? It is also called a profit or conditional values. So payoff matrix, separately I will discuss with the help of table the payoff matrix. Opportunity loss table. It is incurred due to the failure of not adopting the most favorable course of action. If you are not adopting the appropriate strategy, then and then only the opportunity loss is going to be created, right? And such opportunity loss table is separately we will discuss at the time of solution. Payoff table, right? Payoff table, a list of set of payoff table given strategies and their state of natures. It payoff table may be mutually exclusive or collectively exclusive. Each other, dependency, right? Say here, this is one table. Look at the table, you'll come to know. These are the strategies. As I said, when we are going to take a decision, because there are multiple strategies are there. There are multiple situations arise. In that case, only the decision is applicable. So there are S1, S2, N number of strategy, and out of this we have to select the best strategy. How many strategies are there? M number of strategies are there, and out of this, only one we have to select. So 100% decision is required. So while selecting this, again the state of nature and probability of state is required. So there are n number of states and their probabilities, that is n number of probabilities. Now here X11 is the cost, right? X11 is the cost which is incurred while taking the decision of state N1 and strategy S1. X12 will be the cost to take the decision of S1 strategy and N2 state. So on X1N will be the S1 strategy which is used to take the S1 strategy and N1 state. So on X21, X22, XMN, this is called an pay table, payoff table. So this is called a payoff table. Yes. This is called a payoff table. That's what we are. मी कोणाला सांगणार फोन sorry to disturb. But payoff matrix. This is what the payoff matrix. Now decision models, right? In case of decision theory, there are some decision models are there. Based on these models, the decision has to be taken. Decision making under certainty, right? So it is an easiest form to take a decision making where the consequences of each course of actions are certainly known. Means consequences are known, the problems are known, and there is only one state of nature for each of course action and has a probability is 1. This is very important, right? The problem, that is consequences are known. Consequences are known and there is only one state and its probability is always 1. Keep in mind in case of multiple questions, MCQ questions, right? Decision maker has the perfect knowledge of the future and the outcome. Here in this case, the decision maker, it has a perfect knowledge of the future and the what will be the outcome. Right? Yes, he has got an experience. Right? It is called a decision making under certainty. Decision making under risk. So sometimes we have to take a decision under risk where there are several states of nature and the probability of occurrences for each states are known. That means there are many states N1, N2, N3, so on N, and their probability is also known. It is called a decision making under risk. Decision making under uncertainty, it is opposite to certainty because the probability of occurrences, possibility of occurrences of different states of natures are not known. Right here, the probability of occurrences of different state of nature is not known. Decision making under conflict. Sometimes the decision we have to take in a conflict situation, and in this case, the only one solution, that is a decision tree analysis is used. Now carefully you try to understand these decision models because in MCQ sometimes they may ask in which case the decision tree is applicable. Options are these four: decision, uncertainty, risk and conflict. Like that, the different way the questions may ask of MCQ. So complete theory, I tried to put the complete theory, no need to refer the books. First of all, read these things, you understand the concept, and then if you want to read the extra resources, you can refer. Decision making under certainty risk, right? So here, under this, the first of all, we have to calculate the expected monetary value criteria. Which criteria is used? The EMV criteria is used. Say MCQ, the EMV stands for expected monetary value. Maybe the very simple types of questions. The decision under this situation is taken on the basis of the expected payoff matrix. So whatever the payoff matrix is given here, based on this, the decision is taken. So EMV value is calculated, right, for each and every strategy. For S1 strategy, EMV is calculated, S2 strategy, EMV is calculated, so on SM strategy, EMV is calculated, and out of that, we have to take a decision which strategy should be adopted, right? Now here, how to calculate EMV, the steps are given. EMV is equal to, now remember that formula also, very important, right? EMV is equal to weighted payoff along with new row, along with a new row. That means the weighted means the, suppose S1 strategy EMV is calculated, so X11 plus X12 plus so on X1n, right? So weighted value is calculated. So EMV of SI, ith means I is vary from 1 to n and j is vary from 1 to n. So Pi dot Xij. Pi indicate that the probability of ith state probability. P is vary from 1 to n again. So Pi is the probability of ith state multiplied by Xij. Xij means the pay of cost of ith and jth row. Ith row and jth column. X11, right? X12, so on. Right? So here the summation of this entire row, that is probability of ith multiplied by the cost of ith row and jth column, right, is called the EMV, right? For example, for strategy S1, for strategy S1, here I have given one example, right, in a notation in mathematical form. EMV of S1 is equal to summation of Pi, right, sorry, P1 here, it's not summation of P1, right, X, right, Pi X1j is equal to P1 multiplied by X1, this value, P1 multiplied by X11. So P1, what is P1? The probability of first state, and what is cost? X11. P1 multiplied by X11 plus P2 multiplied by X12 plus so on P3 multiplied by X13, so on Pn multiplied by X1 will be the EMV value for the S1 strategy. So on, we have to repeat this calculation of strategy for the S1, S2, S3, whatever strategies are there. And out of that, we have to identify, step number 2, out of that we have to identify what is the maximum EMV among all these EMV values, which is the maximum one. And the maximum, the strategy corresponding to the largest EMV, that is optimal strategy. Suppose the maximum value for S2, so S2, this will be the final decision. Which strategy is to be adopted? S2 strategy is to be adopted. Why? Because it has got a maximum EMV, optimal EMV, right? So the optimal EMV belongs to which particular strategy, that strategy will be considered. Now, note down the example. We'll solve the example carefully, right? Example, note down this example. Are you with me? Yes or no? Come on.
Yes.
You try to understand the concept of strategy, decision making theory. There are some states, some strategy. There are multiple strategy, right? So out of multiple, only one strategy we have to select. There are different methods to be applied, right? And such strategic decision will be taken by a person or a group of person, right? The how it is to be taken, the payoff matrix is used, and their probability. Note down the table. From this example, clearly you will understand how the decision theory works. Come on, do fast. As it is table, we have to work out. So note down the example. Consider the following profit table along with the given probability of each state. Consider the following profit table along with the given probabilities of each state. Now, as a manager, right, as a manager, now you have to take a decision. Whatever will be the state, N1, N2, N3, I noted N1, N2, N3. Whatever will be the strategy, S1, S2, S3, I have not defined the strategies. I have not defined the state. Let it be any states and any strategy. Now, out of these three strategies, we have to select out. We have to take a decision which strategy is to be adopted. Out of these three strategies, we have to come to the conclusion that as a manager, which strategy is to be adopted. And what is this given? The profit table is given. Okay, this is the profit table. If you look at the profit table, right, if you look by looking at the profit table, if you take the decisions, then sometimes the decision may be wrong. So if you feel that the 25, 15 and 10 all are good profit, so yes, two strategies will be applied. But sometimes it may fail the decision. So that is why scientifically we have to take decision. That is why we are going to apply the decision theory, right? So through technique, through decision theory technique, we have to take the decision. So here states N1, N2, N3, probability of states, 0.3, 0.6 and 0.1. How many strategies are there? S1, S2, S3, and this is the profit table. This is the profit table. Okay. Now here meaning of this, if you apply the S1 strategy for N1 state, 20 rupees will be the profit. If you apply S1 strategy for N2 state, the 18 rupees will be the profit. If you apply S1 strategy to N3 strategy, the loss is there, minus 9 rupees, right? The loss will be there. If you apply S2 strategy for N1 state, 25 rupees profit. If you apply S2 strategy for N3 state, 15 rupees will be the profit. If you apply S2 strategy for N3 state, the 10 rupees profit. Similarly, S3, 40 rupees profit, minus 10. If you apply S3 strategy to N2 state, then minus 10 will be the loss. Right? 10 rupees will be the loss. Right? So similarly, this is the example. Now from this example, we have to take a decision, right? Try to understand. From this example, we have to take a decision, which strategy to be adopted. Which strategy to be adopted. How many strategies are there? Keep in mind, there are three strategies. Out of three strategies, which one is to be adopted? We have to find out now. Chalo, solution. Have you noted any problem? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody has to note down the problem with me. I will explain. To find the first, to find the expected monetary value. EMV, keep in mind full form, EMV, for each strategy. Come on. For strategy, strategy S1 we have very simple EMP of S1 is equal to come on anyone tell me E1 S1 EMP for S1 is the first row. For first row we have to calculate the value, right? So what was the formula? Probability of a particular state multiplied by the profit value. Am I right? Yes or no? Come on, tell me now. 0. How much? 3 multiplied by how much? 20 rupees. Plus, for a particular row we have to calculate because S1 strategy belongs to first row and S1 strategy belongs to 3 different states. So, next is 0.6 plus what is the profit? Come on, keep on interacting. 18 plus S1 strategy N3 state probability is how much? 0, 1. 0.1. Huh? By how much? How much? Come on, tell me. Keep on interacting. Minus 9. Are you getting or not? Are you getting or not? Okay. Few students are interacting. Come on, let us tell me. Are you getting? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Very few students are interacting. Why I don't know. Huh? For the sake of attendance, you are not joining now. Simran is there.
Yes,
Simran,
sir.
good.
Yes.
Amol is there. For the sake of attendance, you join Amol. Sneha is there. She's also not there. Huh? What is this? This is the drawback of online lecture. Okay. Because of online examination, you are not taking seriously. If it was on offline, then you will come to know the importance of the subject, how it is difficult. Okay, fine. You try to understand. You see, this is very important because you are a future manager and you should know techniques, right? Managerial techniques, and all these managerial techniques are implemented with the help of decision science. What is the total now? Come on. What is the total? Come on. 0.3 multiplied by 20, right? How much? 6, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the total? Total, you tell me. Use the calculator. Come on, tell me the total. 0.1 multiplied by minus 9 is minus 9. Huh? What is the total? Work out. Well, I will work out the next. Similarly, EMP of S2 is equal to, come on, 0.3 multiplied by how much? 25 plus 0.6 multiplied by how much? 18.
15.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, 15. Sorry. 15. 0.1 multiplied by how much? 10. Come on, work out values. No, I am not going to calculate. I don't have calculator. And finally, EMP for which one? S3 strategy is equal to 0.3 multiplied by 40 plus 0.6 multiplied by minus 10 plus what is 0.1 multiplied by how much? 12 is equal to, come on, I will come back. Tell me now the value here. Everyone doubt?
23.7.
First one? First one, have you subtracted? Have you subtracted minus 9?
Sir, 8.7.
No. Have you subtracted? Exactly right, 15.9. Say, now this
Yes,
very
sir.
very simple calculation here. How you are doing best, wrong calculation. So, multiplication of this plus multiplication of this, right? And from summation of these two, we have to subtract the multiplication of this because minus 9 is there. Minus 9 multiplied by 0. Minus 1 means minus value 50.9 is the correct answer. Next, you tell me. Here. How much? S2. Come on, fast. S2 is how much? Don't worry, let it below. Tell me. Anybody has got 17.5? Anybody
Yes,
has got
sir.
70? So mine is correct. Mine is correct. Now, next, work out. 0.3 multiplied by 40 plus 0.6 multiplied by minus 10 plus 0.1 multiplied by 12, right? How much? Anybody has got 7.2? Yes? Is it mine is correct or not? Anybody is not? 7.2? Come on, work out. In my case, it is 7.2. What is your answer? You tell me, I may be wrong. Come on. Correct, recalculate. काय आहे ना साधा ऍडिशन सबट्रॅक्शन मल्टिप्लिकेशन आहे
Sir, 7.2.
Sorry, you let me correct. Very good. Sure. So mine is correct. 7.2. You तेवढे पण efforts घेत नाही तुम्ही calculation करायचं. Now what is the highest one as per the algorithm? Calculate these things and identify the maximum EMV among all these given values. What is the maximum EMV? 17.5 is the maximum EMV. Got it? 17.5 is the maximum EMV. Now, the next step, the maximum EMV among A value is 17.5, right? Corresponding to the strategy. Which strategy? Strategy S2. Am I right? Hence S2 is the optimal then S2 will be the hence S2 will be the optimal strategy, right? S2 will be the optimal strategy. Come on, next. Now we have to work out next. Now expected value with a perfect information. EVP, we have to calculate next value. Expected value for perfect information. Expected work out expected value with perfect information. Note down with me. If the decision maker has a perfect information about the state before taking a decision, he can select the best strategy by giving maximum payoff for each of the states, and this gives the expected value with perfect information. Thus, in the above case, the best, just description I'm writing, best strategy is the state N1 S3 when occurs S3, as it will result in the maximum possible payoff of 40 for that state. Look at the table for that state N1. Similarly, the best strategy is S1. What is the payoff? Payoff is equal to 18. 18 will be the best. Look at the table. 18, and that for N3. State N3 is S3. What is payoff? N3 payoff is equal to how much? 12. Right? Look at the table. 12. Hence the expected value with perfect information is equal to 0.3 multiplied by 40 plus 0.6 multiplied by 18 plus 0.1 multiplied by how much? 12 is equal to, it is 24 rupees. I'll explain now this. Whatever I have written here, the expected value with the perfect information EVP, it It is called the calculation of EVP, right? Perfect information. Perfect information is given in the table. If the decision maker has a perfect information about the states before taking the decision. Before taking the decision, what I'm saying that before taking the decision, he can select the best strategy by giving the maximum payoff for each of the state. Maximum payoff of each of the state. Maximum payoff. S1 maximum is 20. S2 maximum is 25. And S3 maximum is 40. Right? So maximum payoff perfect. The given expected value for perfect information. Thus, in the above case, the best strategy, if the state N1 occurs S3, if N1 occurs, N1 state occurs S3, right? If N1 state occurs S3, what is the its value? If N1 state occurs, value is 40. If N2 state occurs, it is 18, right? Yes, highest is 18. If N3 state occurs, it is 12, right? So similarly here, the result of the maximum possible pay of rupees 40 for the strategy N1. Similarly, the best strategy of N2 is S1, right? Best strategy for N2 is S1. For N2 is S1. Why N2? N2. Look at table. N2 is S1 because S1, which is the highest, 18 is highest. So the strategy for N2 state is S1. By looking at table only, right? 18. And that for N3 state is S3. Again for N3 state, which is the highest one, 12 is the highest one. So S3. So the same thing I reprinted here. Hence, the expected value with the perfect information is equal to 0.3 multiplied by 40 plus 0.6 multiplied by 18 plus 0.1 multiplied by 12 equal to 24. This is the description. Calculation is only this much. Right? So for understanding purpose, I have given the description. Otherwise, calculation is this much. This much is expected. So how to calculate EVP? EVP, no doubt. EVP is different. EVP is different. Now, the value perfect information VPI. Next calculation is VPI. VPI. V value of perfect information, VPI. Keep in mind the full form also, VPI. This is equal to the difference between the expected value with perfect information and the maximum expected. And what is maximum expected value without perfect information? That is VPI is equal to, note down the formula, VPI is equal to expected value with perfect information minus max of EMP. This is the formula. Therefore right, I is equal to 24 minus 17.5 5 is equal to 6.5. So what is 24? VPI is equal to 24. What is 24? The expected value for perfect information. Just now we calculated this 24, and how it is calculated that I explained here. Just you try to read and look at the table. So 24. So this value minus the whatever value we calculated EMV, and what EMV? The maximum of EMV. EMV is going to be calculated here. For S1, S2 and S3 strategy, EMV is calculated. Out of this calculation, out of these three strategy EMV values, the highest one, maximum value is considered that is 17.5. So 22 minus 17.5 minus that is 6.5. This will be the value for perfect information, right? So here, what is purpose of this? What is purpose of this? So VPI helps understanding. Note, VPI helps in determine maximum amount that to be spent for acquiring the information, like the charges of maybe any factors, charges of, say for example, consultant expenditure on market research or anything, advertisement, market research, logistics, any factor maybe. So we can help in determine the maximum amount that should be spent for acquiring the information. Maximum information, like the charges of advertisements, market research, logistic information, it means transportation, right? So on, any charges, right? So in that case, the VPI is useful. This is very simple. Here only we calculated the EMV for each strategy. The highest one we have to select, so that is our best possible decision strategy. Out of that, there are two more calculations we calculated. One is expected value with perfect information, and the second one is value for perfect information. Right? How it is calculated and its purpose is already given here. Right? So this example, one more example we'll discuss, one more criteria we'll discuss, and then I will send you the Word file. So once again you read on carefully, you go through this, you understand. Right? So because there is no mathematical calculation, the concept is discussed, right, with a small example. And in decision theory also, there is no much calculations, right? Very limited calculations, but only the formula and the theory concept is applicable, because that helps in case of decision making. Right? So today we'll stop here because I have one more meeting. Any doubts? So one more lecture we'll have on decision theory. One more lecture we'll have on decision theory, and I will send you the Word file. You go to the Word file, you try to solve the example on your own. I will use some more examples for practice purpose. Right? Sure. All the best.